نرنا البشرى والعسر غدا يوما يسرا ولنا المولى يشرى صدرا وقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر 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 اسمع وبشر يا من كفر بالهادي واتل على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وكلا قول الله بالأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يفرح للهادي يسعد حقا يرقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل له أجرا مسعد اسمع فضل الله الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد واتبع قول الهادي تهمة من يتبع سعدي يسعد واتبع قول الباري توسع إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك حقيقا ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا لقمان حكما وبها فيها يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده نبنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا وقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده نبنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا وقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر 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 اسمع وبشر يا من كفر بالهادي واتل على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وكلا قول الله بالأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يفرح للهادي يسعد حقا يرقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل له أجرا مسعد اسمع فضل الله الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد واتبع قول الهادي تهمة من يتبع سعدي يسعد وسمع قول الباري توسع إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك حقيقا ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا لقمان حكما وبها فيها يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا مقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا وقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر 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 اسمع وبشر يا من تقرأ بالهادي وتلو على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وقرا قول الله بالأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يقرأ بالهادي يسعى حقا يرقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل لهم أجرا مسعى اسمع فضل الله الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد واتبع قول الهادي ثم من يتبع سعدي يسعد وسمع قول الباري توسر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك حقيقا ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا لقمان حكما وبها فيها يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا مقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرا ولنا المولى يسرا صدرا مقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر 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 اسمع وبشر يا من تقرأ بالهادي وتلو على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وكرا قول الوالد الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يقرأ بالهادي يسعى حقا يلقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل له أجرا مسعى اسمع فضل الله الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد واتبع قول الهادي تهمة من يتبع سعدي يتبع واسمع قول الباري توسر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك حقيقا ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا لقمان حكما وبها فيها يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرى ولنا المولى يشرى صدرا وقرا وسمع قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده لنا البشرى والعسر غدا دوما يسرى ولنا المولى يشرى صدرا وقرا وسمع قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر. Inshallah, we'll start in the next 2 minutes, inshallah. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر 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 اسمع وبشر يا من تقرأ بالهادي وتلو على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وكرا قول الوالد الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يقرأ بالهادي يسعى حقا يلقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل له أجرا مسعى اسمع فضل الله الأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد واتبع قول الهادي تهمة من يتبع سعدي يتبع واسمع قول الباري توسر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك
حقيقة ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا لقمان حكما وبها فيها يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده من البشرى ولحسن غدا دوما يسرى ولنا المولى يسرى صدرا فقرا وسما قولا يذكر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر في مولده من البشرى ولحسن غدا دوما يسرى ولنا المولى يسرى صدرا فقرا وسما إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر اسمع وبشر يا من تقوى بالهادي وتلو على منشرا في عزك للمولى دمرا وقرا قول الله للأكبر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر من يقرأ بالهادي يسعد حقا يرقى يمسي أمجاد والفضل له أدرى مسعد اسمع فضلا
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. We give thanks to Almighty Allah and we do a lot of salawat to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After doing all this, we say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all our guests online. Allah muqaddar and us musabbab. You know, Allah have destined everything. We plan to start the program 3 o'clock, but we can see all those of you that we invited there. You know, we are not. I'm looking at it now. Maybe we are 11 here now. Hopefully, inshallah, before we finish the session, they will join us. Inshallah, because we have all our guests, and we have our presenter also. They are already here. You know, so it's very, very sad, you know, that we haven't seen a lot of our people to join the program. But inshallah, hopefully they will come in there. Okay, without wasting a lot of our time there, because I know. Most of our guests, you know, they have another presentation somewhere else, or they might have 1 or 2 things to go and do somewhere else. So without wasting the time there, so we will start the program, inshallah, with introduction. So the introduction of our guest, the first one that's going to do the first presentation, is going to be a lovely lady that put everything aside and said that, you know, she's going to come over today to do the presentation. Where we pray to Almighty Allah to make it easy for her. She's Mrs. Fatia Begum, which is she's a lead lecturer and also IT consultant as well. So hopefully everything that she presents today to us all will be very beneficial and useful to every one of us. May Almighty Allah make it easy for her. If you are there, Ms. Begum, you can unmute yourself and start with the presentation, if you don't mind.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I think we have icebreaker before the presentation, please.
Okay. Bismillah, if you want to do the icebreaker.
Yeah, we have the icebreaker before the presentation. While Mrs. Bagon is trying to come up, inshallah, we will do the icebreaker, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I greet every one of us to this beautiful program today, inshallah. I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial to every one of us, inshallah rahman. Sorry once again that we are a bit behind the schedule, inshallah, but inshallah we may try to make everything as quick as we can for the betterment of all of us here. Today, inshallah, we want to talk about important aspect of our lives, that is how we can brand our faith, how best we can brand our faith to market our religion to market in the commercial space, inshallah. My name is Abdul Hakim Atiladi. I am the Imam of Jamahliy Diaspora Nottingham branch, as well as the trustee vice chairman, Nottingham Council of Mosque, also the chief executive director, Nottingham Nigeria Limited, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasul Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahabihi wa sallim. We want to talk about, foremost, we need to know why we should be on the social media. Why do we think social media is important for our religious propagation? What is our brand image? And a little conclusion in which I see usage of social media. And this is just the basic things I'll be talking about within 5 minutes, inshallah. So we won't take too much. I won't take too much of our time because the main speaker is here, who is going to be talking at length on the reason why we are here today, inshallah. Okay. Now, to start with, why do we think social media is important for our religious propagation? When we look at it, social media has greatly improved, or I can say transformed, propagation of Islam, being one of the most important aspects of marketing, which creates immense impact on our dawah mission, and can be the most powerful channel to reach out to our audience, as compared to the past, where it is very difficult, very hard to have reasonable number of people at the same time. The second aspect is we have to ask ourselves, why do we have to be on social media? Why do we have to do a live broadcast? Should we make it a recorded instead of using it as live broadcast? And I think this goes to all our image makers or all our media managers. I think it is very important for us to know why you all need to be on social media and how it's going to affect our society. So, and this is, I think, where we are getting it wrong, because we don't understand that either negative or positive impact we made will have the same impact on our society. There are several questions you must ask yourself before you plan your social media strategy. We need to know what channel do you have your audience present? You need to understand the way to target your audience on those channels, and you should understand what your objectives are. And the last one is considering our brand image. Brand image here is a manner in which people view our organization, the reputation that precedes what we do. It's also a determinant of how we're perceived by the public. So that is our brand image. If the brand image is good, then the public sees us as, they see the market being good. An organization could fail even after being open for 5-10 years in some instances. It's because the business reputation wasn't properly handled, of which the most presentable one is brand image. When we manage reputation risk and understand how your brand image impacts our mission, then you'll be well on the way to improve the success of the organization. If we do it positively, we will end up building trust in the public, because it is the reflection of how the public feels about our services. And conclusion, let us all remember that every action taken by our image makers, all our media managers, will impact on our brand image. So let's strive to create a positive brand image. Let us protect, let us invest in our brand image so that we can jointly make our vision and mission a reality. Thank you all for listening. Alhamdulillah. Okay. The next now is to invite our first speaker, Mrs. F. Begun, to take off the floor, inshallah. If you're there, could you kindly unmute yourself and take off the floor, inshallah. Mrs. Begum.
Everybody. My name is Mrs. Vegan, and I'm just going to talk to you about the influence of social media in society. I'm just going to take over the screen if that's okay.
That's fine.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, inshallah.
Okay. So as we briefly discussed, that social media obviously is a very powerful tool, and it has changed all of our lives and the way we socialize now, the way we conduct our businesses, and the way we engage in political affairs and build professionals, and of course the way the businesses now recruits. So we're going to talk about the positive and the not so positive side of social media. So first of all, how does actually social media impact us positively? The first thing is the way we communicate with one another. So we have a lot of different platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm pretty sure some of you may have used it in the past or do use it now. It allows us to connect with our families, friends all around the world. It allows us to make new friends. Also, it allows us to strengthen our relationship with, our families, especially if you have families, across different cities or countries. You're able to communicate with them on a daily basis. You're able to share photographs, images, or even host live communication, like, for example, live videos through social media. Businesses. So if we think about the way the business market, the businesses are going at the moment, a lot of businesses are now using social media platform to market and to interact with their customers on a daily basis. So using online platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, for example, they're advertising their products. They are reaching out to more and wider audiences, and they're also, of course, reaching out for example, for their perfect candidates as well. So it allows them to actually not only just interact with their customers, but also get feedback on their businesses. So a lot of businesses are now using these new strategies to actually interact with their customers and change their business according to how the customers want it to be. If we also focus on other aspects of it, such as, for example, education, thanks to obviously social media platforms or internet, we're now able to, take online classes, watch online videos to learn and to educate ourselves on different topics. There are also, different online education platform where you could get offers such as like writing services too. If we think about the job hiring section, a lot of companies now advertise for jobs on using social media platform to find the perfect candidate. So, for example, some companies, they promote their job section using those social media platform, like one of them, sorry, it's just gone out of my head now. LinkedIn, for example, very popular, where companies are actually sourcing for candidates that can join their company. If we now look at the negative side or the impacts of social media, obviously there are quite a few risks there as well. So, for example, sharing your personal information, someone's privacy could be at risk. There could be the risk of people impersonating you, stealing your personal data, stalking you. Nowadays, companies use social media to actually, gauge for job seekers. So posting anything abusive or embarrassing that could lead to you losing your job opportunities, because, internet actually never forgets anything. Once it's posted, it's always going to be there, even if you delete it. Also, online social platforms are addictive. So in some cases, it does reduce productivity at workplaces. So some companies see it as a negative impact. It also, another factor to consider is cyberbullying. So cyberbullying is another way, obviously, for example, victims fall into depressions, or in some cases, people, become very scared of using social media because of the cyberbullying side of things. And also sometimes, if there's a false piece of information, that could quickly and very easily reach a number of people, causing panic among other recipients. One of the things that I wanted to discuss was online trolling, and sorry, one moment, let me just have that. So first of all, online hate and trolling. So first of all, what is it? Online hate speech is any online communication or expression which encourages or promotes hatred. Okay. If you look at the red box here, included some facts and stats here. So it's been said that 1/3 of young people encountered hate speech online. A recent report from Ofcom shows that 33% of parents and children were concerned about being exposed to hate speech. And a European study in 2016 found that 1/3 of young people were worried about being targeted by online hate material. So why is hate speech so dangerous? So the real impact is the well-being of individuals. Sometimes online hate can lead to hate crime offline as well. Another thing to take into consideration is, how does it impact us or individuals? So children and young people are especially vulnerable to online hate, as sometimes many are looking for groups or courses that will give them the sense of identity. So victims of online hate may show low self-esteem, or feeling lonely or isolated, or increased anxiety, or feeling embarrassed, for example. Another thing to be aware of on social media is social media scams. While we talked about the positive side of the social media, there's also the negative side too. So social media platforms have a clear policies that they enforce to protect users from scam and any kind of fraud or misleading content. So according to some stats. TikTok rejected over 3.5 million ads that violated the advertising policies and guidelines. So obviously that's something that we need to take into consideration when promoting any kind of brand or products and so on. Back in 2019, YouTube have announced that they have restricted guidelines on how advertising could work on YouTube Kids, and to ensure that any ads are clearly labeled, for example. In COVID 2019, there has been a significant rise in the number of online scams, with some reports suggesting an increase of 66% during the lockdown. So this is partly due to a lot of new users being online and scammers seeing an opportunity to exploit vulnerability. So Indeed and data from Barclays also shows that 2020 was the highest year ever for online scams. And apparently 54% of us who are victims are too actually embarrassed or even afraid to report a crime. These are some of the other online hate and trackings that could be used to use social media in a negative way. Trolling, for example, messaging. So we're talking about messaging containing hate speech, images that can directly or indirectly send to the victims, online harassment as well, and then virtual mobbing, and when a number of individuals uses social media or messaging to make comments about or to another individuals, usually because they are opposed to that person's opinion, or the valuable messages may amount to campaign of harassment. So trolling, for example, social media posts can also contain hate speech that could lead to people making unfriendly comments online. So that's it from me for today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Begum. It's a very lovely presentation. Probably one comment I just want to say to that. It might be a question anyway. Maybe if you can help on that. I just take note on that regarding the social media. In terms of using it in the we are going to the month of Ramadan now. So what advice will you give us there in terms of we know that it's very important for social media now, and we're coming to the Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be using it, or how should we manage ourselves in terms of using the social media? I know you mentioned it. There's a negative in the social media there. So how should we control ourselves in terms of using it in the Ramadan? Thank you.
Okay, so when using social media, just bear in mind how the language that we use is very important. And of course, if you're using social media to host any group activities, just be aware of who you're inviting, making sure that these invites are only going to people you want to invite. So, for example, make sure that the meeting PIN number is not being shared with any third parties, for example, who can misuse it anyhow. As you can imagine, that hosting something, anyone can participate if they have, for example, the meeting ID or the PIN. So you want to be able to invite people you want to invite. So be aware of that. If you're posting any messages online, just make sure that you proofread what you're writing, and any images you share, make sure it's something that doesn't offend anyone, for example. Be aware of that too. That's one thing I would advise. Obviously social media is there for you to share your thoughts, your feelings, and your opinion, for example, but we need to also make sure that it's not something that become offensive for somebody else, for example. That's what I was talking about, hate messages or online trolling, for example, which often happens on social media, is something that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, if anyone have any other question, I guess Ms. Begum will be very happy to answer that. Any question, please? Okay. If you have a question, you can just raise up your hand and unmute yourself, please. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My question to Mrs. Fatia Begon, what advice could you let me put it this way, what impact will it have if people ask questions while we are on social media making our presentations, maybe sort of like, because the comment is negative, we try to delete it. Do we have to answer all the questions, or is it good to just delete people's messages because they say something negative about you?
If someone does make a negative comment, in my opinion, it depends what the comment is. If they have misunderstood what you said, then if you feel that you could, for example, explain what they're asking you, then obviously you could reply to that message. But if you feel that this person is deliberately doing this on purpose just to spark some sort of debate, then it's best to avoid any kind of, shall we say, any kind of argument over social media, because often people do that just to, I would say, just because it's possible. Because behind the screen, anyone and everyone can write what they want. It's their opinion. But rising up to it would be down to you. So if you feel that this person misunderstood your message or your comment, and you feel that you want to correct them in a positive manner, then by all means do so. But if you feel this person, is just using that platform to, spark some sort of debate that might not end up in a positive way, then I would say it's best to perhaps avoid those questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Begon. Another one that that just came to my mind now. This session is so very important for every one of us in terms of the Islamic aspect of it. That the business aspect of it, because we normally go to mosque during the pandemic. Everything was shut down, so we couldn't use the mosque anymore. As a result of that, a lot of people are not attending it anymore in terms of the activities that we normally do. So what advice will you give? I know we're going to online now. We're already online now anyway. So in terms of getting to people, contributing as well, what advice will you give us as well? Because we're not going there physically now anymore. A lot of people are not coming anymore because of COVID. So now we're online now. What advice will you give us in terms of business aspect of it, to get to people and people to contribute towards it as well? Yeah.
When you say, do you mean how to encourage people to actually attend mosque, or how to social media platform?
Not really. Not probably the business aspects of it. For example, now, a lot of people are not coming like before. Hopefully they will come later on. But now we have social media. Now we want to be using it for maybe gathering as well. So there will be a different way to make a business out of it. So there will be one or two ideas as well that, this is what we can do to make business out of it now, because according to your presentation, you're saying that we can make business out of social media. So then Islamic aspect of it, how can we diversify from it as well? That it's going hybrid now. Not everyone will go. You
can host, for example, the prayers, for example, using video conference, just like you're having this meeting now by video conference. If people are still feeling, a bit taken back because of the COVID and they don't want to physically attend, mosque, then you could perhaps hold prayers online, and where possible, perhaps, maybe encourage people that, they could attend, mosque in person.
Yeah. I think, thank you for your...
There's a question in the chat box.
Yeah. Okay, please, can you go ahead? If anyone wants to ask a question, please, can you type in there? So we'll say our guest, before the second guest will come in there. Can you type it in there? So the question is, you said could we? I think they've answered this already. Could we delete opportunity? Could we get opportunity to delete all our previous posts, especially on Facebook? Oh, that's a very good one again, Miss. Is that possible? Could we get opportunity to delete our previous posts, especially on Facebook? Again, that's a very good question.
You could delete it. Once you delete it, it will be deleted from your personal account. But if someone has taken a screenshot of the messages you have sent previously, that message could be submitted again by somebody else, for example. Also, anything you have submitted in the past, even though it's deleted from your account, the messages, I think the host of Facebook still has copies of those messages. And it could be, for example, looked into if needed, if that makes sense. Because there was a story once, I think a couple of years ago, where somebody posted something on social media and they then had an official job. And that message they have expressed then cost them their job, even though they were young at the time when they, for example, posted that message. It actually cost them their job at the end, because that message is, even though that person, I don't know if that person have deleted it or it was still there, but the employer then found these messages which they felt wasn't right, and they said, okay, we don't want to employ you anymore. So yes, you can delete messages from Facebook, but I think there is always a way that message could never be, that could always come back, or that could always be reposted by somebody else who may have taken screenshots or may have had it on their account or so. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a very good one.
Someone wants to ask a question, but unfortunately he left the platform. Probably he's a bit, he has something else to do. Please, can you, if you want to ask a question, kindly raise up your hand, then we will unmute you. Because I read a message that you want to ask a question, but you are all muted. We can't unmute everybody. So unless you want to ask a question, you just raise your hand and we will unmute you, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sheikh Abdul.
Imam Gadji, maybe the question. Okay, yeah. Somebody wants to ask a question.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, sir.
Can you unmute yourself, please?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. I want to thank all the organizer of today's program. I found the program very impressive and important, and may Almighty Allah continue to be with everyone. Due to I have another program somewhere, although I have wrote Sheikh Imam Basunu, because I started waiting since 3 p.m., not knowing we have 1 hour in different in hours. So I am sorry, I have to leave now, because I have another program that was started by 5 p.m. and it's already time. So I'm very sorry. Please accept my apology. Thanks for all the organizer and all the contributions. May Almighty Allah to be with everyone. Thank you so much.
Jazakumullah Sheikh. Thank you. Just want to any question again. If you don't have any question anymore, I'll move on to the second guest lecturer. But I just want to say this to our guest lecturer again, Miss Begum. It's a very very important that regarding the question that you just answered, that can we delay that? The advice I would say to that to every one of us is that we need to always think about our action before we do it. You know, as Quran, the other Quran that will follow as well, advise us also as well. Before we do anything, we need to think about that. So I don't want to go into the ayah in nutshell, but you don't want to do it now. It's I should have not done that, because social media is costing some people their life. It's costing them their daily wages as well, in terms of when your employer say that. So it's a very good answer there that you can delete it. I would probably say that you can delete, but don't put it there. That's the first advice to them. May Almighty Allah make it easy. Any other question again? Did anyone have any other question again? Okay. So if you don't have any other question again, we will say thank you very much to Ms. Begum for for coming to our Jamahliy organization to give us this presentation. Hopefully, when we invite you some other day as well, you'll be willing to join us as well. I'll probably call one of my sheikh is there as well. She is going to pray for you before you leave as well. Mama Tilade, am I allowed to do that for Mom Barak to pray for our guest lecturer before she leaves there?
Inshallah.
I'll call Imam Barak to pray for one of our before she leaves. I know she have another program again. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it's not there, Imam Abdulhakim, you can do the honor as well.
Is there?
Yeah.
It's there, but probably we might not be in position to talk. So
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Mrs. Fatia. We appreciate you. We ask Almighty Allah that whenever you need a help, millions will come for you, inshallah. We ask Almighty Allah to lift you up, to continue to elevate you, to grant you more wisdom, increase your knowledge, increase your hidayah, and grant you the best in this world and the hereafter. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wa man yattaqillaha yaj'al lahu makhraja wa yarzuqhu min haythu la yahtasib wa man yatawakkal 'ala Allahi fa huwa hasbuh. Inna Allaha balighu amri qad ja'ala Allahu li kulli shay'in qadir. Wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-'aliyyil 'azim. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Begum. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Now,
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. Thank
Okay.
you very much. So we'll go to the we don't need any icebreaker anymore now. So we're doing the icebreaker already. So we go to the second guest lecturer now, inshallah. Which is going to talk to us. Alhamdulillah, our brother is there also as well. Alhamdulillah, he's been there patiently waiting for his presentation as well. So his name of our brother, his name is Brother Adam Okoloyeru. Brother Adam Okoloyeru is a digital marketer. He will be talking to us about crafting, which is very important as well. This is a very good topic also as well. Crafting social media strategies for religious organization. Again, everything links to very well together there. And hopefully, we're going to craft a lot of strategy for every one of us to use for our organization, inshallah. So I'll call on to my brother Adam Okoloyeru. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Okay. You can unmute yourself now, brother Adam.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay. We can hear you clearly.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Imam Abdulhakim. I really appreciate and honor this invitation. And then I wish to deliver about crafting social media strategies for religious organizations. I want to greet all my fathers that are here. I think I'm the junior one here. So I want to greet you by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once again. I want to share my slides so that we can all see it together. And then in just 10-15 minutes, I'll be done with the slide. Can we all see my slide?
Not yet.
Not yet. Now, sir, can you see my slide now?
It's opening. Yeah, we can see it now.
All right, thank you so much. So this is 21st century, and then we're in the Gen Z generation where people so much believe in social media. Like my other speaker said, that we need to be very, very cognizant of what we post on social media because it will haunt you. And people say internet never forgets. That's the truth. Once you post, even though if you are going to delete, it still stay on social media on that particular platform for about 10-15 minutes before it goes up totally. Now, I'll show us some data to make us believe that yes, internet never forgets whatever we do, and then it takes a whole lot of time to even move away what we have deleted from social media. Currently, in January 2022, we have over 7 billion people, and that's telling you that 57% of that 7 billion people stays in the urban organization that are civilized, that they use internet, they are into tech, and over 67% of that population still use mobile phone that they can access internet from wherever they go to. They don't need to be on their laptop before they can access internet. So we can actually see what everybody does instantly wherever we are, irrespective of the direction that we have or the distance. Some people are in the United States, some people are in the UK, and we can communicate right now. That's to tell you how much digital expand from 2000, 2002. And if you come to internet, one thing people don't believe is over time, how do they use internet? People use the internet as much as we eat. That's the truth. People sit on internet as if they are praying to Allah or they are doing istighfar. About 6 hours in a day, each person use at least averagely 6 hours in a day to surf the internet. Either you used to listen to other people or used to update your personal life or to check what other people are doing online. At least averagely out of 24 hours, people use at least 6 hours to 8 minutes to go through the internet. And now the population of people increases by second, not even by day right now. It increases by second. And that's to tell you that the more the growth of the population, the higher we go in the digital era. Now, in 2022, in January, the world most used social media platform that everybody uses is Facebook. People still believe that Facebook is for the old people, that the Gen Z have moved away from Facebook, they are now on Instagram or on Twitter. That's a lie. It doesn't even work that way. This is data, this is pure data that you can actually believe that me and you contributed to this data. To tell you that people use Facebook the most. After Facebook, they use YouTube. After YouTube, we have WhatsApp, we have Instagram, we have WeChat. Just that I want to touch this WeChat. It is the sense that WeChat is not used generally in every continent. That particular continent that uses WeChat more often than WhatsApp. In China now, they don't use Google in China just because they don't align with the Western region. So they use their own personal hack that develop. That's WeChat. So not that they don't break their hives to join WhatsApp, because some people stay in China and they still use WhatsApp. They use something like VPN to access it. So that's how it works. To tell you that if you as a shuyukh, you can actually be online and participate in what follows your own guideline, your own policy. Then the app that people downloaded the most within the shortest period is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram down to Spotify. I will take us through how we can manage this media platform to have our own target audience. The fact that you are an Arabic teacher does not mean you cannot use Facebook, you cannot use Instagram, or you feel like the kind of content you see on Instagram does not align with your own akida. It doesn't work that way. There are ways that you use particular platforms that you censor what you see, you censor what you read online. There are ways that you can shortlist content, that you can manage your own personal profile for people to see that, okay, this is what this person is all about. Now, like I said, that the average time people use on internet is about 6 hours, 58 minutes, and then time spent on social media apps. We have different apps. We have even more than 50 apps. But the generic one is the one that I will touch so that we can understand how it works, the antics, the gimmicks that works with it. On the YouTube, people use at least 23 hours out of 24 hours in a day just to seek for knowledge. On Facebook, people use at least 19 hours. On WhatsApp, people use 18 hours. And that's, some people feel like on WhatsApp that everybody talks every day, that you check status, that you chat with everybody. I can tell you, this is a raw data from wearesocial.com that is telling us that people use YouTube more than WhatsApp all over the world, not in Nigeria, not in the UK. This data is generic. It's consisting of every country in the world. Now, to the pillars of social media that we have 4 social media platforms, the generic one, like the ones that people knows majorly. We have 4. We have Facebook. Facebook now has rebranded and they named themselves Meta. But the brand name has not gone viral in as much as Facebook. I can tell you that it is only millennials and then the Gen Z, people from 1990, 2000, that can actually resonate with Meta. But for now, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have Twitter, we have WhatsApp. Now, I'm showing you my own personal Facebook page. We are looking at this page now. You can actually say that this is what this person does without even talking much or even coming to my DM to say, oh, Adam, what do you do? Adam, what do you do? We have Facebook profile picture. We have Facebook background picture, we call edit cover. From picture to the edit cover to the background pictures, what depict what you do as a shuyuk, as an Arabic teacher, as a scholar. It must depict what you do. If it is just for you to show that you teach in a certain school, you can take a picture and upload. Let people see that this is what you stand for. This is what you do. Don't say what you don't do online. There's what we call branding and there's what we call packaging. Branding is what you are doing, and you are telling the world that you are doing it. Packaging is you are lying. You are telling the world that you are doing this, but you are not doing it. Now, under Facebook, we have about you, where you can put all your info from A to Z. You can see where I've worked before, where I came from, where I stay, when I joined Facebook. My Instagram has been linked to my Facebook. When I was using BlackBerry, my DP has been linked, that you can even trace onto the fact that they crashed BlackBerry Messenger out of the network. So it has to stand for what you do. And it is not a must you have a website before you become a social media guru. If you look down part of the second picture that I have posted here, it's talking about me, about.me. This is a mini website where you can actually tell people that this is what you do, and this is what you are doing, and this is what you've done. That's for Facebook. So if you are going to be posting anything, we need to censor the kind of word we use. You are an Arabic teacher. If you write in Arabic, like you typed your wordings, what you want to post in Arabic, it will be very good for you to even translate in English, so that people that do not understand Arabic can read your transliteration and understand what you're trying to say, so that they can engage you. You can block some keywords on Facebook. There are ways you can block some keywords that if anybody posts anything regarding that keyword and use that particular word, it's not going to come on your timeline. You will never see that kind of word because you blocked the kind of words that you don't want to see. So as we are going into Ramadan, it will be very good that we block those kind of keywords like nudes. You can block it, anything corruption. You can block those vital words. You just go to your settings, you see keyword research. From there, you block, you just input those words and then you block them, so that you know where wordings that generate what will spoil our fasting. And that's it, an act of ibadah. So on Instagram, we have 4 sections on Instagram. We have what we call feed, we have what we call reviews, we have what we call videos, and what we call tagging. The first one that we have is feed. Feed is what you post online yourself. You want people to see about you. That is what you yourself have posted it. So it is your own personal content that you have posted. On the reels is more of video. Like you are joining 3, 2, 4, 5, 6 pictures together, and you are putting in some keywords, some sound to it, so that people can vibe to it. It will not just be more of picture. It's going to be in carousel format. It changes over time. So that's reels. The video part is when you use another social media platform like TikTok, like this, to upload from that platform to Instagram. So it works that way too. If you don't want to record, for those that do not know how to edit video, TikTok asks you to minimize all those trends, and then you can upload directly. The tagging is where the last one you see, people that have tagged me, that it is not my own personal content. They've uploaded it and they tagged me so that my own followers, people that I follow and they follow me, can actually see that content. That is what Instagram is all about. And then you can have a professional dashboard and an individual dashboard. On this social media platform, you can do business and then you can use it for individual personal gain. If you're doing it for business, you know that what you are going to be posting is going to be in plural form so that people don't see that it's a one-man business. But if it's an individual content, it's high, it's going to be singular. And then for Twitter, we have the Facebook, I said Facebook, we have the Twitter mobile, and then we'll have the Twitter site. In the net sense of people feel like Twitter is the most positive platform that we have in the world. I will not want to disagree, but there's no data or to censor that as at this time. But I want us to know that Twitter helps you to know what is trending online, what people are going through, and what people are even saying at the moment. Like I said on Facebook, that you can say some words that you want to see. If you look at the first picture that I have here, you can see the profile, the list, the topics, bookmarks, the moments, the purchases, and the monetization. On that list, you can take up the kind of content you want to see on your timeline, so that people that does not align with your own kind of thinking does not post and you see. Some people, their timeline is full of news and they don't know how to sign up for this. One thing about media is they censor what you like. If you go through somebody's personal TL and you click on some things that you know literally that you don't like, but for the fact that you just seen it, you started liking. Over time, they'll be bringing that kind of content to you because they found out that these are the kind of content that you actually like online. So you keep seeing it every now and then, but there is a way to it. You can block some content. Now that you're going into Ramadan, there are some personal content that I don't want to see all through 30 days. It's not like they are bad content, but I don't want to engage in it because it will take a whole lot of my time during Ramadan. So I block those words for me not to see that kind of thing online. And again, we have WhatsApp. This is the on a mere sense, this is what people even think that people uses the most, and data has shown us that it is the fourth most used platform online. On Twitter, you see that we have groups that consist of about 236 people on the group, but people find it very, very hard to even say this is the person that owns this account. You can actually set your name to the sense that people know that once you join that, this is this person's name. Like before I save Imam number, I already know his name because he has saved his name, Imam Atilade Abdulakim. I've already seen it that okay, this is the person that's coming to chat me. If a random person, you just put love. Some people use the smiley of like butterfly. Some people use pen. It doesn't depict you. So if you are coming to my DM for the first time, I will definitely ask you that who is this? Imam can be a witness. The day he entered my DM to ask me about this thing, I instantly say salam alaikum because I know him already from the platform. And that helps me in the sense that he used his real name to stay up for people to see. And then you have a whole series of charts. You can archive charts. You can have a broadcast list. Broadcast list is entirely different from WhatsApp group. Once you send something to a broadcast list, they receive it individually. So once they are replying that message, it's going to come to your personal DM. But for a group, if you send any message to a group, it is going to be generic. Everybody is going to be seeing that content at the same time. So again, on WhatsApp, you can tell people briefly about what you do. It's just about 100 words. I never changed mine. You just stay there. I am using WhatsApp. You can tell people that you are a baker, you are this, and you are that. In just 3 to 4 sentences. you are fine on WhatsApp. So there are things I want us to know now that improper that, okay, how do you craft social media for your own benefit as a religious person? You need to identify your goals and objectives. That, okay, this is what you want to achieve on social media. Because if you don't have goals and objectives on social media, you just be wondering all about, are you coming to social media to network? Are you coming to learn? Are you coming to sell? You need to have goals and objectives. So having these goals and objectives online shows that you know what you are coming to do on social media and you stick to that path. When identifying your goals and objectives, you have your brand awareness, you have lead generation. Lead generation is like you're selling something and people to get in return. Customer retention is when you get these people, they stay with your content. Whenever you post, they engage and you guys exchange ideas. So this is in a sales term. As personal as it is, let me take Imam as an example. If you go to his Facebook page, nobody will tell you that this person is an Islamic scholar, because the kind of content you see on his page is basically about Islam. Before you go 2-3 posts, you already know that this is what this person is saying, and this is what it stands for. So that you know that if you are going to his DM, this is what this person is all about. You don't go there, okay, please, what do you do? What's your name? Where do you stay? On his page, he has everything fine-tuned already for you. And then if you want him to be your Arabic teacher, you know that, okay, this person is actually the right person to go and meet, because that is what he portrays on the social media. Now, we have the brand awareness. It's you consistently posting what you stand for. You keep talking about it. That doesn't mean you should talk about what does not even resonate with you. Some people handle social media as if they are talking about their personal life. When you're handling an account like Jamahliy, you have to be very, very careful, like extra careful, in the sense that wherever you post, people will stay glued to it. Every day, every Sunday, or every Tajud, you see that we go on IG Live for people that are not coming to us a lot, to see that, okay, we are already doing this kind of account at the moment, and people can say it wherever they can. That's the kind of content you see on Jamahliy IG, Facebook, and Twitter page. You know that this is a religious organization already. If you are an Islamic scholar and you are posting basically about politics, people will not understand your page. That is this man a politician or an Arabic scholar? So you need to stand. I'm not saying you cannot have more than one job or more than one personality online, but be consistent with what people want you to what you want people to know about you. If you are diversifying every now and then, it will be very hard for people to network with you, to meet up with you and say, okay, this is what you do. This is what I want us to do online. So we need to be consistent about what we do online. And then, like I said, lead generation is still thinking of different ways of sending your kind of content to people to make them see you that this is what you literally do online. That business way lead generation. And then customer retention is like you have been people that stay glued to your profile. Once you post, instantly people see it as well. So you need to come up with different ideas of what you post. It's going to be maybe about habits every day, or Quran verse that talks about corruption, that talks about your nudity, that talks about education, that talks about life. Just have to be consistent so that people know that, okay, my followers, people that follows me, people that are friends with me online, like this kind of content about me. So you have to be very observant of the kind of things you do. Then social media framework. You need to discover yourself first. If you don't discover yourself, you are going to be loose online, because you feel like, this person that we went to school together is now driving a Mercedes Benz, or this person that we went to Ilekio together, but this person never finished Idadi. Even me that finished Tanawi, he does not have this kind of thing that he's having. Be very careful that social media, people lie a lot. So you need to discover yourself that this is what you want to stand for. That's first thing. When you discover yourself, you need now to analyze that, okay, yes, this is how I want to operate on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my social media. Then you now build on that thing consistently. Whatever you want to build, it doesn't work in just one day. So it's going to take a whole long time to finish. But you should have a framework to it that in the next 6 months, I want to amaze this kind of thing. Then you now start implementing your ideas one after the other. So you post continuously, maybe twice in a week or once in a week. Let it be consistent for 6 weeks and see what is going to happen. And once you are posting again, you need to measure that, okay, is this thing generating what I want? Are people really liking it? And people see what I do? If you measure it, you need to manage your result as well. That, okay, this kind of thing people say about me, or when I post, this is what people talk about. So this is the kind of thing they want to be saying every now and then. So you need to be very careful. You are managing an account, you are an imam. You need to talk about what is going to benefit your Jama'ah, not what is going to benefit you per se, because you have the idea already to yourself. So be willing to share your ideas. It's not everybody that will come to a salat. So maybe when Baba or Imam Abdulhakim says anything at a salat, you can just have a way to summarize the whole salat prayer that we done on Sunday and post it. So people keep seeing you as an Islam and they will feel like, okay, where this person is going, I want to be going too. We've converted one person from his or her house, start coming to mosque every Sunday. That's the way to manage your results, to manage your social media. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But Adam, I didn't want you to stop. I want you to continue. But I'm looking at the time. I think this session we have to do it back again. I love the one that you said. Probably it's something that we are not aware about. As a Islamic organization, we need to diversify in terms of using our social media. But I can speak on myself. But we're a little bit skeptical, maybe scared that we don't know what you don't know how to do it there, and they see you as someone that's learning the religion, and you made a mistake there. What do you want to advise on that there? Because you're a little bit scared. You don't know how to use the social media very well compared to the young ones coming in now. We're still young anyway. So what advice do you want to give there, please?
So if for the question, if you are first timer managing social media for the first time, me personally, I will advise you that you have a different phone for it. Because if you are using your personal phone, you need to start logging in, logging out, logging in. And sometimes you forget yourself that you're not logging to the particular account that you want to post. You might be posting a personal content, maybe where you and your family went out for just a relaxation. Then you go and post on Jamahliy account mistakenly. So it is very advisable that you have a personal phone to avoid such error, so that you don't log in, log out almost all the time before you post. With time goes on, you stick to it, and then you understand that, okay, because we are human beings, we definitely forget at some point in time. So we are prone to error. So the best advice I can give you, because when I was managing an account, I had to buy another phone entirely, so that I don't make that kind of mistake. And it can cost you your own personal gain like that. It can cost you, because they'll feel like, are you not careful enough? Are you not an adult enough? And this thing does not even know that you are an adult or you are young. You can forget at any time, because you are subconscious of some things. Maybe you just got to a salatu and the Baba is already talking, or Imam is already talking. Then you want to cover that thing very fast. You want to go to IG Live, and you forgotten that it is on your personal account. But if you know that you have a separate phone, you just know that this is not the phone for a salat, this is the phone for my personal use. So you can just do whatever you want to do in that regard. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
thank you very much. Any other question before I come to my last guest lecturer? Do we have any question, please? If anyone have any question, just raise up your hand, or you can type it on the platform there, so that our brother Adam can answer that question. Very lovely there. Jazakumullah khairan, brother Adam. Now, another one there, if they don't have question, I think I will take over the floor there. So maybe Imam Abdullah is not going to mind anyway. So because Imam Abdul Wasi is there, he's going to pray for us as well. Alhamdulillah, most of our sheikh is there, our shuyukh is there. And our sheikh from Scotland as well, from Glasgow, is there as well. I'm just saying it now as well. Alhamdulillah. Another one that just came to my mind now, just now. Do you have any question, please? Anyone have any question, please? No. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I'll put it to our speaker. I want to give the question and answer it myself. But I think when we consider showcasing our organization to the world, that is reaching out to many audience, and I think that is one of the reasons why social media is important to us. Want to get as many audience as possible. What advice would you give to our members, not just imams, our members, our media handlers in various branches on this regard as to supporting each other to spread the information? What impact do you think it will have on our society if all the branch handlers, all the branch social handlers shared a program from another branch? What impact do you think it will have on the society, and what advice can you give all our social media handlers, including our members, in this regard?
So one thing is people need to associate themselves to Jamahliy. If you know that some people akida is Asalatu is not good, and for us, alhamdulillah, that we know the way that Asalatu is just to appreciate Allah and then the Prophet every Sunday to come together and give thanks. Once we already have our social media platform, and for us to amplify this word to other people that are not aware or they don't know about Jamahliy, is for us to constantly share whatever we post. At least the youth in Alausa, I know we are over 20 to 30. If we consistently share from the Asalat personal page to others, people that are not following Jamahli's account can see because they are friends with you. And I know that Gen Z to millennials, at least they have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. So now imagine that 20 people are sharing from Jamahli's personal account to their friends. That is an average of 10 to 15,000 people seeing our content every Sunday or Fridays that we have an event. So we need to urge people to always share, retweet on Twitter, repost on your stories for people to see that this is what Jamahliy stands for and this is what we stand for. And be careful of bringing up words that are more controversial online. Maybe when we have issues about the religions and this, and you are instantly taking a stand without getting it from the other people's angle. Like I can remember that one time like that, an issue occurred, and then Imam brought it to the group, and then me and Brother Idris addressed the issue that no, we should not come from that angle because RCCG is a different entity entirely. Their vision and mission is actually different from what we stand for. So we don't even need to come in to even address it because it's not our focus area. So we should know what Jamahliy stands for. That's the first thing we need to even tell our youth and everybody that, okay, this is what Jamahliy stands for. So once we know our mission and we know or understand our vision, people can resonate with it, and then we can always go together that, okay, this is what Jamahliy stands for, this is what we do here. Some people come to us and they think it's all about dropping money, dropping funds. They don't know that we pray there. So we need to tell people that this is basically what we do in Asalatu, and this is what it stands for. So we need to urge every member to share our content whenever we post online.
Now, thank you very much. Very, very well. You know, you gave it to us straight away. Now that's very clear there. Because of the timing there, I'm not going to take any question anymore. For now, sorry, not anymore. I'll call on to the last speaker. Because of the time, we're planning to finish the program by 5, inshallah. The last speaker is a well-known well-known person for every one of us there, both in Nigeria and all over the world. Is our Sheikh Alhaj Abdulhakim Atilade. He will be talking to us regarding the key points that we'll be saying today in terms of brand of faith and marketing religion in the commercial age as well. It's going to contribute to that as well. I think it's in our organization, you know, we say, I always say this, Mali Bangeri mi bi lagbaja tori o bada bi lagbaja for ẹ̀yin náà lè máa tú yẹn lóyìnbó. So is the one that engineer, you know, everything in terms of social media. We know we're a little bit scared. We don't know. We don't want to make mistakes there. So he knows about it very well. It's going to contribute to us now. Probably in the next 20 minutes, we can have question and answer. Then Imam Abdulwasi, Imam from Gas School can do a dua for us as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. I've just said a bit, you know, at the beginning. I won't take much of your time again because many of us were not here when I started. Basically, some of these areas have been covered. There's quite a few things that my brother Adam has mentioned. In fact, he mentioned where we have some of us having, you know, a lot of Jamahliy programs on our pages. Some people, when you get to their pages, you can't even know if they are afar or they are doing something else. And he says, it's not saying you should not have a different business, but still you need to be associated with Jamahliy, especially when you call yourself a stakeholder. I started with thinking about why we think social media is important for our religion. And that I started by saying that we all knew that social media has greatly improved, or I would say it has transformed propagation of Islam, being one of the most important aspects of digital marketing, which creates immense impact on our dawah mission and can only be one of the powerful channels to reach out to our audience as compared to the past where we struggle to have many people at the same time. In the time of our father there, so when they are doing their lecture outside, hardly you will see the number of people you are getting now. Before you do your program now, you have already, you know, did your advertisement, both media, print, and electronics, and everybody is aware that you are going to be there. So on that day, you will have more than enough people, unlike the olden days when you have like to travel everywhere to reach out to people. And the next question comes to my mind is we need to know why we are on social media. It's not everybody that understands the usage. Like one of my imams said, Imam Idris said, because he has the fear of, you know, how to using it for the first time, things like that. If you don't know how to use it, I would suggest you don't use it. What you need to do is to learn, you know, get yourself familiar to it before you use it. I've seen some people, imams making presentations, and maybe something happened. It could be maybe something happened suddenly and he has to attend to something. What you need to do straight away is to, you know, stop the camera. You can stop the camera or you stop the entire live broadcast. Attend to what you are doing and come back. Because at that time, you have a lot of people watching you. So when you now, you know, you put the camera, maybe you just stand up from the podium. Nobody's there to recite As-salatu, you know, when stand still. And for about 15, 30 minutes, you come back again and you start it again, all over again. People are there watching. They want to know why you stand up, you know. So everything has to be like you are acting, basically. So when you are on the screen, they said, you know, in the acting sector, when the moment they tell you action, you start acting. So when you are doing your presentation, all your time, at that moment, should be dedicated to what you are doing. And if you have a reason to stand up, then put up the camera or maybe write something there that I'll be there back in 5 minutes or something happened, or just end end the program and come back to the program again, because we'll be talking about brand image later on, which I define as the manner in which people view our organization. The manner in which people view our organization. Determinant is the determinant of how we are perceived by the public. And that will give us the brand image we are talking about. That is the reputation that precedes what we do. So if we are selling Jamahliy to the public, we need to sell Jamahliy to the public positively and more professionally, I would say. So one of the things you need to do, I've advised all our image makers, all our media managers, all our public relation officers, we need to know why we want to use the social media. Foremost, we need to know what channel you have your audience. I'm operating in Nottingham, and I think all my audience is in Nottingham. Or maybe, all of my audience is in Nottingham. Then I don't know how to manage the main Facebook Live program. All you need to do is just to get your people in Nottingham, put them on Zoom, and that can be internal. So whatever you do there will stay there. So if there's any error, it will be within them there. But when you put it to the public, to the world to see, then you have to imbibe a bit of perfection in whatever you are doing. We know we are human, but still you need to try as much as possible to make sure that in the course of adding to our value, you are not denting the image of the society. Okay, so the next thing is you should know what way to target your audience, on those channels. So how to get your audience captivated on those channels, and you need to understand your objectives. Otherwise, you will end up just being there for being their sake. All right. So organization could fail, even after being started for 5 years in some of these instances, simply because the business reputation wasn't properly handled. You see, it's not about you've been operating for 10 years, for 20 years. If you don't handle this properly, then you could cause a disaster to the organization. By managing our reputation risk, we need to manage our reputation risk very well. So by doing this, then and you understand how your brand image impacts our mission, how our brand image impacts our mission, then every one of us are straight already on the way to improve success of organization. So if we do it positively, definitely we will be building trust in the public, because it is a reflection of how the public feels about our services. So I want to advise us to, whenever we are taking any actions we take will impact on our brand image. So we should also strive to create positive brand image. We should protect the one we have in existence, and we should try as much as possible to invest more in branding ourselves so that we can jointly make our vision and mission a reality. So I think that's all I have again for all of us. And I want all of us to take this away so that Ramadan is coming. COVID-19 has taught us a lot of things. We can do a lot of things now virtually. So, and some people may not be able to make it to Alausa there. Maybe they may not be able to make it to Alausa, but if some of us can, voluntarily do this live video for us, especially when most of the Askar and Dua session is on, then we can be able to reach out to where we don't have branches. And in this course, we'll be selling our organization to those areas as well. And the next minute, you will see a lot of people demanding that they want to have Jamahliy within their area. And again, lastly, I also want to advise us, we need to move with trend. We need to move with trend. All of us now, we know the capacity of WhatsApp. We know the capacity of WhatsApp, maximum it takes 250 people. Jamahliy members now is millions now. So how do we have 250 people in the membership of Jamahliy platform? So now we see the new one coming up, the Telegram. The Telegram now has a lot of advantages. One of the reasons why I like Telegram most is when they send you 2 million photographs or videos, it doesn't store on your gallery. So it just stay within the platform. And if that platform has been existing like 6 months, for instance, and you just joined today, you can still read what has happened in the last 6 months on that platform. So unlike WhatsApp, whereby the day you joined on the platform is the only day you can start seeing whatever image. You cannot see any image or any message, prior to your joining the WhatsApp. So that means Telegram can take more people. You can delete on behalf of someone, like unlike WhatsApp, if somebody posted something and after 1 hour, if he failed to delete it or you couldn't get hold of him, if the message is wrong to that platform, then that message stays on that platform for life, and again, if it's image or video, it go on your gallery. Unlike the Telegram, if somebody posted something you don't like, you can delete straight away, and it go off straight away. So I know it's a bit difficult to get our mommies and daddies downloading Telegram again, but we need to constantly telling them. We know change is very, very hard. It's a very, very hard decision to take, but we need to constantly tell them we should not create. I won't support us creating another WhatsApp platform, when we have existing one that is full. Let's ask them, let's migrate them, let's constantly tell them why they have to go to Telegram. Then we will have more people on the Telegram page, and maybe later we can now close down the 250 capacity WhatsApp page. So, and that's all. If there's any question or if anybody sees where we can.
Thank you very much. I think all the guest lecturers, and I think you have done justice to all the topic that we gave you all. But Adam particularly, I think I'm changing my mind as I'm sitting here now, that but Adam, you said that you can make impact on that. Maybe when I finish now, I'll start doing something like that, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Do you have any further question again? I think, Brother Adam, thank you. You've been answering that question there already anyway. That's fine. Do anyone have any question again? There we still have 10 minutes before our sheikh can do the dua out there. Oh, I think they're talking about Telegraph. Imam Abdul Hakim. Can you explain more about the Telegraph again, please? We don't know about that. Can you explain that, please?
Oh, okay. Telegraph is another platform, and I think people started migrating Telegram more when what's it called? When WhatsApp got down or something like that, or it got intercepted. So people started moving to Telegram as an alternative, to WhatsApp. So Telegram, it has a lot of advantages. One of the advantages I've mentioned is that if somebody posted something you don't like, as an admin, you can delete. Whereas on WhatsApp, if somebody posted something you don't like, you have to wait for that person to delete, by himself. And if you are unable to get hold of him, that post stays there for God knows when. And within 2-3 minutes, something could have happened. I've been on a platform recently where somebody just posted something which is a bit of explicit picture, and says you are propagating religion through explicit picture. You can't use that to explain things to people, because that could land a lot of people into trouble. So, but if it was to be on the Telegram, I would just delete straight away, and that message will not be there. Again, whatever that is posted on Telegram stays on that platform. Now, another advantage, if they add you to the Telegram like today, you can still go back to whatever they've posted in the past and you will still see them. Whereas on WhatsApp, if they added you to a platform today, you can only see what is posted after which you have been added. Okay, so that's another advantage of Telegram, and it's simple to download. It's just the same way they did the WhatsApp. Download, go on the Google Play Store, Google Play Store, search for Telegram, download the app. The moment you download the app, is there already. Your phone number is there, and you have many people coming in through. So I think Telegram is more better, and it can hold large capacity of up to 10,000 people.
Okay.
Unlike WhatsApp, where the maximum WhatsApp page can hold is 250. That is why I said we need to understand where our audience are and how to strategize on how to get this audience. So if it's just like Nottingham branch, which is not up to 250, I can stick to WhatsApp. But to have the whole of Jamahliy worldwide on the platform, we don't need the WhatsApp platform for that. We need a Telegram. We need more better platform.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that's very good. Do anyone have any questions? I think Idris Said, I saw you raising up your hand there. If you have a question, you can ask question, or you can type it in there as well. So Idris Said, yeah, I can see you put on. They will meet you now. Please, can you ask your question? If anyone have any question again, you can raise up your hand. They will be calling after that. We'll be calling our sheikh. We got our two sheikh on the line as well. They're going to pray for us as well, inshallah. Our sheikh from Glasgow and Sheikh Abdul Wasi, inshallah. They will be praying for us before we finish the session, inshallah. Idris Said. I don't think he's there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So why we're waiting for that? The aspect of it as well. But Adam, my point on that is that I think Imam Abdul Hakim just mentioned that as well. That we knew not new anyway. So we just a little bit I think you've answered the question anyway. So probably it should be ongoing training. Probably session. Imam Abdul Hakim understand this very well anyway. So to be showing people, not everyone knows it anyway, not everybody knows it, but they wanted to do it, but what will you say to that in terms of training, because you don't have time, you have your work to be doing that. So instead of you sitting on this, everybody's, they have different passion and different, but they want to do it. Then what will you suggest for Adam, if you're there? Or probably, I'll call you on that anyway, so don't let me take on that there. So we have 5 minutes there.
Okay, all right.
Oh no! If you're there, yeah, you can answer it so that people can give from that. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, on the capacity development for social media, is a continuous one, and then we have series of websites that you can learn on your own, provided that you have a very good internet and then we are committed to it. Number one is we have sites like Coursera, COURSERA.com. You can learn social media management on that site. We have Utsuit. I will type everything out on them. Yeah. So we have Utsuit, we have Coursera, we have Udemy, you have EDX, you have HubSpot. We have series. I will type all of them. We have series of websites where you can learn. They are video based, they are text based, and they are audio based. That you can listen to where you are going. You can read it if you are tired of looking at your screen. You can watch yourself. And then before they issue you a certificate, you go through a test, or let's take test per se, so that they know that you understand all the skills that you are meant to be using to manage social media. And it doesn't stop at that. If you learn and you don't implement the skills that you've learned, you might not be able to build yourself on it. And that's the best Jamahliy is doing for everybody. That once you have that skill and you have technology, you can just be like a volunteer platform where you can test what you've learned online. You can manage the handle, what you test online, to build yourself more and more before you look for a job outside, and then you're earning, in dollars. So I think that's the best way to go. I'll type all the sites out so that I can.
Thank you very much. Abdul Hakim, I think if you don't have any question anymore, so I think I'm going to call on my sheikh now, you know. So we have two big sheikh there, you know.
How much are you paying for Adam for teaching you this?
So I'm going to take but Adam number there. You know?
He's trying to give you a business now.
You've made my day. But Adam, I'll call on my sheikh. Mashallah, jazakumullah khair, mashallah. I'll call on my sheikh from Glasgow, all the way from Glasgow. You know, our sheikh has been there since the beginning of the program. There, we call on you, to do dua for Brother Adam, Imam Abdul Hakim, and Miss Begum that they did the presentation to us all. I think this is ongoing as well because everything is changing. Everything has changed already anyway in the world now. As a Muslim, we need to adapt to this, and we need to use it very well to enhance our religion. You know, I think we need it. So this is highly welcome. May Almighty Allah make it easy. I will call our sheikh from Glasgow. Please, can you unmute yourself? Imam Abdul Hakim, can you let sheikh unmute himself?
1 second.
Then followed by Imam Abdul Wasi. They will do dua for every one of us there, you know, because we appreciate all of you all that you're on the platform today. May Almighty Allah continue to be with you and increase your iman, and may Almighty Allah preserve our life towards the Ramadan that is coming and after, inshallah. Why the sheikhs trying to Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Yeah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan for all the efforts. Brother Idris, Jazakallah khair. You've really coordinated the program in the best way. May Almighty Allah reward you. And our Sheikh, Brother Abdul Hakim, may Almighty Allah continue to give you strength to benefit a lot of humanity. A lot of people are enjoying several programs you are anchoring, both in Scotland, England, UK wide, and Nigeria, and even in diaspora, in other countries as well. May Almighty Allah continue to strengthen your knowledge. You are giving a lot of knowledge to a lot of people because when you have invited people that are beneficial to humanity, it is as good as you are the one that even do that action. So may Allah reward you, and may Allah continue to be with every member of Jamahliy and Muslim worldwide. May Allah forgive our sins, and Brother Adam that give us knowledge about the IT in general, and other speakers who have, including the sister that came in the beginning. We call on to Allah to bless all your handwork. Inshallah, whenever they'll be inviting you, you will not say anything that will cause trouble for yourself. And inshallah, may Allah give you rahmah in the effort that you are putting in. And every one of us that attend today, without mentioning one or two people, everybody that attended, including those that have left, we call on to Allah to protect us and guide us and be with us so that we can witness this Ramadan and several other more Ramadan. Ameen. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. If we say all the dua and we did not remember our Sheikh, our worldwide Baba Agba, tí Ọlọ́run tó fi ẹ̀sìn tó fi ṣe nírọ̀rùn fún àwọn bàbá wa Abdullahi Bọ́lá Akínbọ̀dé Gbádégẹṣin Akínbọ̀dé tá a bá rántí wọn. If we miss him, we have not done the justice for the prayer. So we pray to Allah to answer all this prayer, all this dua. Alhamdulillah, we are lucky. In Scotland, we have his sons. About 3 sons. I'm not announcing, but Alhamdulillah, they are benefiting here.
We're going to charge you. We're going to charge you, Ya Sheikh. We're going to charge you.
We are enjoying his blood here. So Alhamdulillah, I mean, the Almighty Allah continue to give him long life, and the Jamahliy general, from him and to every member of Jamahliy and Nigeria and Muslims. May Allah answer to all our requests. Ameen. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Jazakumullahu khairan for Alaikum salam.
Now, Imam Abdul I'll call Imam Abdul Wasi, if he's there as well, to do and dua to that as well. Imam Abdul Wasi.
We also have our Imam from Belgium, yeah.
Okay.
Imam Abdul Wasi is there as well.
Good, okay, good. We call on our Imam now.
Recording in progress.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. We thank Allah, and we thank all the organizer of this program. We thank all our speakers, the presenters, starting from our sister, Mrs. Fatia Begum, our brother Sheikh Adam Okoloyeru, and also our amiable Imams, Sheikh Idris, Sheikh Abdul Hakim. You've been doing a fantastic and a tremendous effort towards the paths of Deen. And we know that it is only Allah that can reward good deeds in terms of how you've been putting your effort, your times, and your resources in this effort, propagation. Not only that, you have come with a brilliant idea to tell us the importance of propagation. How do we propagate Deen? How do we showcase our Deen in line with the modern trend, the way we've been seeing the technology growing, and we are now trying to see that does our religion, does it actually? But if you look into the ayah of the Quran that says, "Waman ahsanu qawlan mimman daha ila Allah," that who is best in speech than the one that always invites towards Allah, the one that invites. He always gives invitation, and he claims to people and says, "I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim." Not only passing that information.
Recording stopped.
Not only showcasing Islam, not only trying to sell Islam to the people by ways of his conduct, his ability, his time, but he himself is also, showing the practical example of what Muslim has to be. So from what you have been displaying and what you have been giving to us, we can't say much than just to keep asking Allah to be pleased with, because the reason why you are doing it, you are not doing it for anyone to pay you salary or because you only want to amass in terms of the dunya, but you are doing it only because you want to see the pleasure of Almighty Allah. You want Allah to be pleased with you. As Allah has been pleased with those people that has done the same thing that you are doing currently. Because there have been some people, they've laid their life, they've used all efforts only for what? For the propagation of Deen. And for that Deen to come into their own livelihood as well. Not only passing the message, they also want the Deen to be within their own household. And for that, you have been displaying all those efforts. And for that, all our speakers today, all our presenters, they've done perfectly, brilliantly, excellently well. And we thank them so much for the time that they've given us. We can't thank them more than what we have done, but we ask Almighty Allah to thank them with the love and the affection of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Through that love that he has for his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah will use the barakah and the blessing that he has bestowed upon his noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah will shower his benevolent mercy upon each and everyone that are present in this today's event, inshallah. And more so, as our Shuyukh, Sheikh Abdul Rafi has mentioned, that we should always remember all our fathers in Deen, especially our father Sheikh Abdullah Ibadi Akimbodi, that Allah has used as a means of hidayah for this effort of Jamahliy. And it has been explained, analytically, that using our platform to invite people to Deen is the job and the responsibility on every one of us. And not only that, we should be able to explain the objective and the motive and what Jamahliy has for us, as in terms of connecting us with Allah and connecting us with the Sunnah of Rasul. This is the effort. It's an effort. Some people might be saying, "Oh, where have you seen in the Quran that Allah mentioned Jamahliy?" This is what some people always, they haven't got the, the understanding to see that the deen has to be propagated. We just have to do some one way or the other, but it must be in line with the injunction of Allah, which is the Quran, and with the Sunnah of Rasul. So, and this is exactly what Jamahliy has stood for. So, for that, the effort, inshallah, we pray that Almighty Allah will continue to elongate, to bless it, and to make it vibrant, and also to increase everyone that want to participate from all our shuyukh, our imam, Sheikh Mubarak, and all our shuyukh that have been making effort. Allah to increase them more in everything, fi dunya wal akhirah, more in terms of resources, in terms of wealth, health, knowledge. The most important one is Iman, because if we are doing all this and we haven't got the Tawheed and Iman to go along with it, the problem is that people will be seeing us like we are trying to present something which we ourselves haven't got the clue about. We don't even know how somebody that is inviting someone to come and pray Salat, and he himself doesn't know how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha. So it means something is wrong somewhere. So for us to practice this thing, it has to go along with knowledge and Iman. So I will pray Almighty Allah will endow us with all those blessings, inshallah. As my Afa, my Imam, Sheikh Idris, has rightly said, he said we should make dua for everybody. And I think in the process, I've already mentioned all the people that has given us the spiritual diet today, and they have guided us rightly. And I pray Almighty Allah to be with them and to bless them more, inshallah. Allahumma Rabbana تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واهدنا ووفقنا إلى الحق وإلى طريق المستقيم وبحرمات ما أرسلت رحمة للعالمين وعفونا يا كريم وعفونا يا رحيم اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم اللهم ربنا لك أسلمنا وبك أمانا وعليك توكلنا وعليك أنبنا الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين àmín. Ẹ ṣé jazakumullahu khairan ya Sheikh. Ẹ ṣé Ọlọ́run bá dúpẹ́ fún yín. Ó dàbí ó kó àfa àwọn àbẹ gbogbo àwọn àfọwọ́ pọ̀ lórí.
Àfa láti Belgium gbogbo náà wọ́n lè ọ̀bí ìtara wọn sìn. Àfa Abdulmajid láti Belgium ẹ̀yin náà bá a ṣàdúrà.
Ẹ̀yin náà bá a ṣàdúrà. Ilé náà la wà ìmọ̀ Abdulhakeem.
Báyìí lè mọ̀ pé mọ́tò kan bù wá.
Ó dàbọ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Àfa Abdulmajid láti Belgium wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀ bóyá àwọn ilé ìtàn máa jẹ́ kí wọ́n wà ní bóyá àwọn ilé sọ̀rọ̀. Ok, mo ti gbé coast ẹ ò mí tara yín sà bóyá wọ́n wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ nìyẹn. Yà. Wọ́n.
Ọlọ́run gba ọgbọ̀n délẹ̀. Ọlọ́run gba ọgbọ̀n délẹ̀. Ọlọ́run gba ọgbọ̀n adúpẹ́ fún gbogbo yín tẹ́ wà lórí ìlà àwọn àfáà ti ṣàdúrà ká ṣe subhana rabbika náà ni. Ọlọ́run bá dúró tó gba délẹ̀ o.
Ẹ̀yin YouTube wa ẹni tẹ́ bá wà lórí platform ẹ bá wà ok. Wọ́n ti dé wa alaikum salaam.
Bismillah ya Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, Sherry, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. I'm really enjoying the programs. This one, I'm not at home, so I went out when I just remember by 4 o'clock I start calling the program. So because what we are facing nowadays concerning internet, we need something like this to enlighten our people. Even myself, I make a lot of mistakes when I start on social media, especially Facebook. And when you call yourself imam, or you need to be careful for what you are saying and what you are typing on social media, because of people are looking at you to say, they want to say something about you and they like to say something negative. If you don't be careful on what you are saying or what you are writing, they will now use that one to tackle, they will use it to misconduct you. I don't know, I never been know it most of, but yeah, they won't understand me that. So alhamdulillah, I really appreciate more the quiet kotopo lórí program yẹn bó ṣe lọ kọlọkọ sọ wálé sọ dáadáa. I believe pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ one of our been on that quiet kotopo ń bẹ. So a lot of things start getting done, especially a lot of maybe I'm applying so the social program wa kọlọkọ sọ wálé sọ dáadáa. I don't know what time to go because actually 4 o'clock láti wà lórí the program meeting of even only you definitely connect and say mo ṣe program mi lọ́wọ́ lórí computer. Ọlọ́run sọ wálé sọ dáadáa. Imam Atlade, a lot of things very discussed tẹ́lẹ̀ kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ òní because ọ̀rọ̀ òní ọ̀rọ̀ tó lágbára lè bá wa sọ tó sì jẹ́ ká kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ńbẹ̀. So bóyá máa try that contact in later.
Inshallah.
Torí program wa ṣe ń lọ ní process ní oní ti kí àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ onímọ̀ fún ọba àdá sí.
Inshallah.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn members wa.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ pa ẹ̀ later torí gbogbo kí ni wà lórí social media.
Yeah, no problem. So, Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antal tawwabur rahim.
Amen.
وتوهب علينا يا مولانا انك انت السميع العليم. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا.
On all our Facebook pages, on our YouTube page, inshallah, the program is there live, so we can go there again. If you have missed any part of this
recording in
program
progress
today, you can go back on our YouTube pages or on our Facebook pages to go over it and watch it again at your own leisure. Jazakumullah khairan, everyone.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر ما مثل الهادي أحمد وشفاك قول الهادي تهمة من يتبع سعدي يسعى وشفاك قول الباري توسر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر إنا أعطيناك الكوثر لولاك حقيقا ما كان شيء مما خلق الآن ولقد آتينا